Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Mike with Twisted Axle Motorsports here, and today we're at Stahls Foundation. Awesome. It's like a car museum. Got a little bit of everything. Got boat motors and just all different cars from the area. And today I'm going to meet with Trey here, and he's going to give us a little bit of a rundown on what Stahls Museum really is. So stay with me. All right, so today we're sitting here at Stahls. Got Trey here, and he's going to show me this 1926 Duesenberg. So maybe tell me a little bit about this car.
So this is a good example of the wide variety of cars we have here. This is an example of what you call a coach-built automobile. The body was built custom for an owner after the chassis was built. This is a Duesenberg Model A, 1926. Most people have heard of the Duesenberg Model J, which was at one point the most powerful car made in America. But the Duesenberg brothers, German immigrants, were known for their superb engineering and their heavy use of aluminum in crankcases and their design. Not to mention, they actually invented hydraulic brakes. The Duesenberg Model A was the first car built in America with hydraulic brakes.
Wow.
They developed it with Lockheed, which still manufactures hydraulic brakes for cars today.
Okay. So, I mean, these are totally like wild lights here, right? Doesn't look like they would give you much light.
Yes, these are what's called wood lights. They are known for their really exceptional look and style. Exceptional look and style, but they are just not very bright. The inventor did not have the firmest grasp of the theory behind headlight design, and so the reflection you get out of here is just too dim. They were actually illegal in Europe at this time for use on the road.
I mean, how many of these things were actually like made?
Only a few hundred Duesenberg Model A's were built, and this is a complete one-off car. In 1935, this car was custom built, this entire body. The hood was made out of an Oldsmobile, and some of the taillights were from Oldsmobile. This car, the fenders were handmade, the grille surround was handmade, the boat tail at the rear of the car was also handmade. And this car is a great example of a hot rod. For many years, it had this really powerful Duesenberg straight 8 that you see, but in the 1950s, it was swapped out for a Marmon V16 that made over 250 horsepower, a real monster of an engine.
Right.
But like a lot of Duesenbergs, this car was loved and restored to bring it back to its Duesenberg heyday, because there is no pedigree like a Duesenberg. And so the original straight 8 is back in the car. Overhead cam straight 8. Making, I forget the horsepower number off the top of my head now.
Yeah.
But it is an exceptional car.
In comparison to today, I mean, it's pretty low, I would imagine, horsepower.
Yes, my Neon is slower than this.
So you're going to start it up for us today?
Yes, that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be great, man. Yeah.
It sound like
Appreciate it. All right, awesome. Yeah. All right. So, give us the rundown on how this thing actually works.
Well, for most of the cars in the collection, we have a battery cutout.
Okay.
So first and foremost, I got to turn the battery on.
Yeah.
A lot of these cars will have a hidden drain. You leave the battery on, it'll be dead the next day.
Yeah.
And you really don't want that electricity flowing when you don't need to.
Sure.
So we do the cutout, and then I turn the ignition switch on, which also turns on the fuel
Right.
pump.
Here, let me move over to the side here.
I'll wait for the fuel. To get to the carburetor. And when you stop hearing the fuel pump, you kind of know.
Okay.
It sort of lag down.
Yeah.
And now I will pull this out to enrich the mixture, and in just a moment, we should have some fire.
All right, make sure it's in neutral,
Quick
yeah.
verification that it's in neutral. It is off the just fine.
Yeah. Check that out. Amazing. Super cool. You got like a side light here too?
Yeah, side spotlight. You can actually reach it from the cab and aim it.
Okay.
Now with the fitment issues, you probably
For sure. Yeah.
But this is just a great example of a hot rod. You take the original car, you modify the body to look way more stylish and sporty.
Right.
You drop in, you shorten the wheelbase. This even has a 2-speed rear end just to really increase the performance.
Okay. Everything. Wow. Straight 8.
Yeah.
It definitely has a.
Here you really hear it. Straight 8 overhead cam. The Duesenberg brothers were really ahead of their time for overhead cam.
It definitely has a unique sound to it, you know?
Yes, it's very unique. Doesn't sound like a V8, it sounds like its own special breed.
Yeah, really cool.
This car was well loved and driven. It has been completely restored to resemble what it was built as in 1935.
Wow. Impressive. Yeah, thanks, Trey. Really appreciate it, man. Yeah. All right, so thanks, Trey, and for starting up the Duesenberg is really awesome. Can you tell me a little bit about Stahls Museum? Like, how long has it been? Well, just give me the rundown on Stahls.
Well, we've been in this location since 2011. We were previously located in St. Clair Shores, off of 9 Mile. Our collection has been steadily growing, and it has grown to encompass not just cars, and not even just automobiles of a particular era. We have a huge collection of early teens, brass era cars, as well as a massive collection of 1930s era. We have several different V16 Cadillacs, V8 Cadillacs, Chrysler Imperial, some of the real hallmarks of that 30s era. Although we go into the eclectic and the obscure. We have Abbott and Downing Stagecoach from 1860. We have a mechanical elephant that drives himself. We have antique orchestrions and musical instruments. We have music machines that play themselves. We have a big boy diorama with video jukeboxes out front and a collection of jukeboxes all from the 40s.
That is cool.
Outside of it.
Yeah.
It varies greatly.
Yeah.
Music, machines of any kind, even down to the boat motors, like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Americana of all kinds, but not just that. We collect some European makes, French cars like the Delhay and Delage.
Okay.
Just really anything that helps tell the complete automotive story in America and the world as a whole.
Yeah. But this is really only a part of your collection, right?
Yes. We have over 200 cars,
Oh, wow.
approaching the 250 mark, but only about 115 on the floor at any given time. It is very tough to take anything out. It's like throwing something away. You don't want to lose part of the story.
But yeah,
you
but
also
you got
want to
some
gain
other,
more.
But you got a bunch of other cars, you know. You can just kind of rotate them out. I don't know. You guys have people that drive them and keep the fluids.
Yes, our biggest focus for the full-time employees is to maintain the cars, keep their fluids checked, especially if something goes to a show. Then we do a full gamut of checks and get them roadworthy and driving.
Talking like Concours.
Any Concours or even just a show just down the road. We like to represent, and our cars run and drive for the most part. There are some in here that need more complete restoration or a major overhaul, and that happens when we have the space and time for them to sit idle.
Yeah. Now, do you have a pretty decent sized team that? I mean, this is a big collection and some very ornate stuff. I mean, do you have a pretty big team that takes care of all that, or?
We have 4 full-time employees, and it is
keeps you busy.
Yes, we're busy all the time.
Wow, that's really cool, man. And I saw this 23 window V-dub, and there's just so many things. I don't even know if I really have a favorite. I saw the Duesenberg that's over there, and it always catches my eye in the center aisle.
Yeah, Duesenberg J, nothing like it.
Okay, yeah, I think it's just incredible.
But we collect into the 50s and into the 60s as well, and we're trying to get more into the muscle car era. We recently acquired that 67 Shelby GT500
Yeah, I saw that
over there. It's really quite a...
The Ed Roth
quite
car.
a-
When did you guys get that? Because
Mysterion, we've had that for a number of years now.
That thing is awesome.
We bought it from its original builder, a guy named Jeff Jones. He
Wow.
painstakingly recreated Mysterion. Because Ed Roth, when he built cars like that, he would build them for just that show, and then he would disassemble them, take them apart, use the parts for the next show.
Oh, really?
He was an artist first and foremost, and a lot of his cars weren't the most practical mechanically.
Yeah.
And Mysterion, he would take to several shows, and one day it practically fell apart, and so he moved on to the next project.
Wow.
But now we have this really faithful recreation.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah. I love it, man. And you have such a and all these I don't know, what would you call them, music boxes and organs and pianos and all the stuff up front. I mean, who takes care of all that stuff?
Well, it's a team effort here as well, but we also outsourced to a man named Bob Brown, who does, he actually owns Mills Novelty Company, which made machines like that back in the day. But he will come by every so often and maintain them, tune them, and repair anything that goes wrong. We put our music room up front there because we found that a lot of car guys wouldn't turn from the path of cars to see some of these music machines.
Yeah.
But really, anybody that can appreciate anything mechanical or musical gets a kick out of mechanical music. It's a part of a history that no one really knew about.
Yeah, you don't really see that very often nowadays, right? So it is really cool to see them working.
Yes, so they all hopefully work any
Yeah.
given day, but you'll hear pipe organs, violins that play themselves, pianos that play themselves.
Yeah.
It's really quite a lot.
So the Stahls Foundation, I mean, are you guys open all the time, all year round?
Yeah, Stahls Auto Collection. We are open Tuesdays 1 to 4. That is every Tuesday.
Okay.
And the first Saturday of every month, 11 to 4. Unless a major holiday falls on that day or weekend,
Sure.
we won't be open the 4th of July.
Okay.
That sort of thing.
Yeah, I know. I came out to a couple of the Thursday events and stuff like that, and I think it was Thursdays. You guys had. I tried to make it after work, little, I don't know if you call it cars and coffee or whatever, but
Yes, our Thursday night cruise-ins.
Cruise-ins,
We,
there you go.
we start them in June, I believe. We will do every Thursday except the third Thursday of the month. We will have a car show in our parking lot.
Okay.
That is bring your own car show, and we will also open the museum to the public.
Yeah.
It's a great night for people that work full time to still come out and see us. And
Yeah.
nothing to represent the car culture like bringing your own car, especially if it's a project. I love to see them.
We definitely have quite a few of our guys that show up, and we definitely appreciate your hospitality. And I want to thank you for showing us around and giving us a little bit of a tour, and especially starting up that Duesenberg. Really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for talking with me, Mike.
You got it, man. Yeah, appreciate it. All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right.